Mayor, we've seen Sunset and all of St. Landry Parish bounce back from the pandemic, but right now you're keeping an eye on things with the Delta variant. How's the bounce back been, and where do you see Sunset going as this uptick continues?
Well, we have, as far as our bounce back goes, you could gradually see things changing. And some of the folks that were the most cautious, our business people and other folks in our community, you see them loosen up a little bit before the variant. But what I'm seeing now is that things are tightening up again. And it's solely because of their own caution, for their own health and for the health and safety of their customers. So I anticipate seeing it tighten up just a little bit more. And we want to be engaged. We want to be a part of that because as it stands right now, they're going through enough trying to recover from the previous epidemic or the previous effects of the pandemic. And now, with this new variant coming and one on the heels of that, I think they're gonna tighten up just a little bit more. But I don't want them to. I want to create an atmosphere, help create an atmosphere where we don't just overreact to it, get so panicky that we lose that stride and that the benefits that we've gained since the first effects of this thing.
You mentioned not being too panicky or jumping to an overreaction.
Yeah.
What is Sunset City government doing now in terms of helping businesses avoid that overreaction, keeping them safe while keeping the city's economy going?
Well, in the first instance, what we did was we passed an ordinance, not an ordinance, but we made a resolution where we would support our businesses. We prepared a statement, and each councilman and elected official from the town signed that statement. We made copies and posted in the buildings, letting anybody who came in know that if these folks had requirements for their safety and the safety of the people in their stores, that we were going to support that with whatever means we could possibly do it. So I was in there thinking about it. So we're going to do that again. I had actually destroyed all of it because I thought we were going, but I'm gonna reprint it. I'm gonna have each person re-sign it, and we're gonna make it known publicly that we support it. If they say you can't come in without wearing a mask, then we're gonna support that in every way we possibly can, just to take that additional pressure off of them.
You mentioned throwing all of those bills away because you thought we were out of the woods. Where does Sunset go from here? How do you keep things going while not letting your guard down at the same time?
Well, we have to, and one of the things that we didn't do very well in the first issues of this pandemic is that we didn't communicate well with our business people and with our community. And I did that purposely because I didn't want anything that I said to come into direct conflict with what was said by people who knew what they were talking about in terms of the medical people and the governor and other folks. I made that information available. But I think now, and one of the things I think we suffered from more than anything else was what has made us the kind of a place or the town that we are, and that's the sense of community. I think after a while, people get so suspicious of whether or not you have the disease, they destroy a community. And we meant to be together. We meant to hug. We meant to laugh. We meant to get together and party, if you will. And that was just cut completely out. So not only does the spirit of the community dies, but the spirit of each one of the people that make up the community suffers from it as well.
For those who live in your town, those who are wondering what they should do next, what advice do you have for them?
Those of us who have not been vaccinated, I have, and I say it with pride, my whole family has been vaccinated. The only people in my immediate family that has not been vaccinated is a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 4-month-old. All the rest of us have been vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, think about your family, think about your neighbors, and give some serious consideration to go get vaccinated. The other thing is, wear your mask. It's as simple as that. If you wear your mask, you reduce the possibility of transmitting the disease or even acquiring the disease. And so I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna talk to folks. My last newsletter, I started talking a little bit about it. People are very protective of their rights these days, and they should be. But and one of those rights is to decide whether or not they're going to take their shot. But I think if you are community and you're in the middle of the community, one of your basic rights is for your neighbor to have those rights as well. For your neighbor to have the right to be safe, to be healthy, and I think we need to do that way.
Mayor James, appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem.